Today we're going to make a flower hair clip. For this project you'll need some fake flowers first off. You can get them at the dollar store in bunches and then just cut them off so you have just the head of the flower. You'll actually only need one acrylic jewel, but they come in little packs, so I got a variety pack. One pair of scissors, a hot glue gun with hot glue sticks, and one plain metal hair clip. You can usually buy these by the dozen. Okay, first thing you're going to have to do is plug in your hot glue gun to start heating it up. And while it's heating up, put in your hot glue stick. Now, once it's heated up, you'll be able to just squeeze the trigger and it'll come out the end. Careful, because you can burn yourself. Any kids watching this, adult supervision. Okay, while you're waiting for your hot glue gun to heat up, you can start working with the flower itself. On the back, once you've cut the stem pretty close, pull off this plastic piece, and then slide it through until you see this little white plastic ring that keeps it fluffed up in the middle. You're going to want to remove that because if it's going in your hair, you're probably going to want it relatively flat. You can remove the center green stem if you like and then just glue each layer of flower to itself, but I find that it helps to keep some more form if I keep it in there. So, and this might take a little bit of doing, you're going to thread these back through so that you have one complete flower again. Okay, like so. And it should be relatively flat. Now, you're going to want to cut it close to the end of, close to the base of it, but not completely. So like, give it maybe a millimeter or so from being flat. You do, however, want to try and get it even. Unlike real flowers, cutting at a slant here isn't going to do you any favors. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, the hair clip. Now, take the clip, get you a small piece of paper, any kind of paper, it doesn't matter, just as long as it's a scrap, and you're going to want to clip it in the middle there. That way when you start applying the glue, you don't glue the clip closed. Okay. Now, take your flower and take your hot glue gun. Put you a nice line of glue here. Don't worry about the excess, it'll basically become plasticky. And then smush your flower on top of it and press it in. Now, I left a little bit too much of the stem on here, as you can see by the fact that it stands up a little bit. Oh, and beware of the stringiness of that is hot glue. Okay, so this won't be a perfect example, but it should be enough for you to be able to figure out what to do next. The next thing that you're going to have to keep in mind is these flowers are usually layered, so you're going to want to add in, I would recommend a drop or two of glue around every layer. So, like so. It doesn't necessarily have to be that much glue though. And if you really want it to be sturdy, do it around the other areas as well. There. Now all the layers are nice and securely attached. So we are almost done. Now remember those little plastic jewels? You want to add a little extra sparkly touch? Put one in the middle. So like so. And just like the rest of the flower, put you in a glob of glue In this particular instance, less is probably more, and you usually want to get a little more centered than that. And press it in. Try not to get the glue on top of it, as it will make it less shiny and kind of tacky looking. But essentially like that. Now, pull off all the extra little stringies. Oh, and when you're done with the hot glue gun, be sure to turn it off. I like to make these in batches, so I keep mine on afterwards. Once you think the glue's dried a bit, pull the paper off. Fair warning, some of it will probably stick. As I said before, I used way too much glue. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Well, this needs to cool a little bit so I can finish removing the rest of the strands. There you have one flowery hair clip. Enjoy!